Hey Reefers, welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday morning, we're just doing some maintenance. Nothing really new to report at this stage. No new equipment. We're just taking kind of a back seat as it's the summer period, kind of working and do some holidays. But today we are just showing you a few things, what's happening with the tank, show you the ugly stages, because it's not all great. Everything people showing you all these videos and it looks amazing. It's not true. Everyone has bad stages on their tank. We currently are facing some it's not red cyano, but comes a bit redder, but this is like kind of like diatoms. This tank's coming up to 4 years in December. I don't know why I'm getting this. It could just be excess nutrients. Now nitrates are reading 5 to 10 parts per million and phosphates around 0.03. Silicates are 0.15, which I thought maybe my local LFS store said it could be silicates. I didn't test to start with, to be honest with you. I just dosed, which is probably not the right way to do it, but I added some media in a reactor. And yeah, that's after the test. It was 0.03, and then you times it by 5, and the reading on the Salifert test kit is 0.15 parts per million. Not sure if that's high. Silicates is quite new to me, even though being in this hobby for a number of period of years, I've never really tested for it. Calcium 425, KH at 8.5. 1320 at magnesium, and salinity is at 1.025. Temps anywhere between 79, so which is 26 Celsius. So we are doing okay on parameter wise, I believe. Everything seems to be doing okay. Coral wise, gonies and alves mainly in this tank. They're doing really well, growing, really flourishing out. As you can see, colors are popping, but I'm losing torches. I have lost about 3 in the last month. The other ones are dying. They are being smothered by this kind of brown algae. If anyone can help, just try and determine what to do, maybe to more water changes. Obviously the levels aren't crazy high in here, as in 5 to 10 parts per million of nitrates, and phosphates are kind of reading in that 0.03. Now I've just been running this media, which is for silicates, so you can test for it. Obviously test before you do anything like this. Don't do what I did, but hey, it's fine. I didn't go crazy. I'm using this product, my local LFS store recommended, and obviously it's meant to remove silicates like Roaphos removes Roaphos or Phosban removes phosphates. This removes silicates, so you can use this in a bag. It's like little beads, or in a reactor. I put it in my reactor and put a sponge between, and then run carbon on the other side of that. So this has been running for 2 weeks, and that's what the test was. It was 0.03, and then worked out in parts per million. It's 0.15 parts per million. So yeah, I'm going to take this offline now. That's enough, because I think you should have some silicates in the water. I'm not sure if it needs to be lower than what I've just mentioned, but that's fine. It could be an imbalance in the system of good bacteria. Now, obviously, I have loads of, I have some media rock in the sump, some max spec bricks down there for the bacteria, but and then obviously light, well, it was dry rock, now it's live rock in the system. Feeding around once a day, mainly frozen food, and dosing some coral foods a couple of times a month, but under half or less than the recommended dose, because I don't want to pollute the tank too much. And they are only LPS, so they shouldn't really need a lot of feeding. But gonies, in general, I think do like to be fed. They do better when you do feed them for the colours. So that's why I'm doing it. I picked up this Dr. Tim's. Everyone knows about Dr. Tim's, bacteria in a bottle. this is the eco balance. So basically it adds friendly bacteria to outcompete the bad ones. With this, it does tell you how to dose it. I believe this cap here, so 2 of these is like 10 mils, and that is 10 mils per 10 gallons. I think that's how it's it should be. This is around 69 gallons, but then with water, rock, and everything else, disbursement of that, then we may be looking around 50 gallons, maybe 55 gallons. I've just started off last night, turned my skimmer off for around 4 hours. It says 8 hours, but I didn't want to leave it off completely because my ATO's connected everything, so that was not going to really be possible for me. Turned off the UV though overnight, 8 hours, and that's what it says. And I dosed this to the sump. I just started with 10 mils, and every week I'll increase it slightly to the recommended dose. It can lower something to do with the oxygen or the pH, so you don't want to, if you end up with a cloudy tank or anything, it says to turn your skimmer on to get rid of the problem, or you could just do a water change if you're really worried. But yeah, this is just natural bacteria in a bottle. I think it's like dormant, and then once you shake it and you add it, then eventually it will become live, so to speak. I think this is how it works, because people say, oh, it's kept in a bottle, how can it not, if it's not refrigerated? I think Dr. Timms is the leading on this, and this is why I trust it. But Eco Balance for friendly bacteria, and it will maintain and block out the unfriendly bacteria. I think this is what's happening in my system. Anyone's got any comments or some ideas? Water changes are around 60 litres, just under every 10 days on this system. Siphoning out the sand bed at least once a week. And running carbon and sometimes some silicates. No pox I'm using, but very little, under half a mil per day, which is ridiculously low. I know that some people are dosing like 1 or 3 mils a day, and the skimmer is running, and you can see it's doing a great job still on the max spec jump. Love this skimmer now. I've taken the silencer off, and I think since it's been breaking in for this period, it's got quieter, which is good. Still running some airline tubing though, just out towards the back, just to get oxygen, and plus obviously it dampens the noise a little bit. Just make sure the cables, the tubing's not kinked. And yeah, you can see the gunk coming out of here. Filter socks, not running anymore. Running the cups. These are from Kraken Corals. They're very good. They're a bit cheaper than Red Sea, around 12-13 pounds. I'm not saying that Red Sea is not good, it is, but for price wise, these are very good. Using floss and just rinsing that floss out in tap water and then sticking it in a bucket of RO water, just to get rid of any of the process of the floss, because it can make your system go haywire. And everything else on here is running really well. Got the towel down, just clean the glass, and just about to use the siphon hose, which is this beast here, to do the sand bed, just to clean it up a little bit because I've been busy, and I'm going to do a water change next week. The other thing is I just got some sand here, just dry sand, not live sand. I've rinsed it out a few times, and now I've put it in some RO water. It's pretty clear now. I'm going to add this to the system, because where I'm siphoning out the sand bed, I am losing some in the sock, and that is depleting the levels for my Rassis to sleep in. And obviously, just like it's a little bit thicker, it's very low. It's probably about 1 mil most of the way round. Sorry, 1 inch. So that's that. Picked up another new product. Just wanted to share. I haven't used it yet, I'm just about to, so we'll see if we can use this on camera. It's a Toons, obviously everyone knows. It's a pair of grabbers really, and they are massive for this tank, but they do get all the way down to the bottom, and it's just handy sometimes if you've got any critters. I've got a sea urchin in here, you need to move him out the way for some reason, or a piece of rocks or coral, you need to get out or move the coral somewhere else. Especially zoas, if you want to move them, I wouldn't touch them, just because zoas and pallies can release toxins. So yeah, I won't be ever touching those guys. If I do, I wear gloves and then wash my hands a few times afterwards, just to be careful. And I've got some zoas down there on a plate. You can't really see that well, but I'm gonna try and move these around a bit more. They're growing and spreading, but they get covered in the sand bed quite a lot. These torches, yeah, as I said, if I've not mentioned before, they are dying and perishing. Really annoying. I've lost 3 in the last month. This one is coming out now. You can barely just see the head. So we're going to try and get this out with the grabbers on the camera. And yeah, it's just really, as I said, if I've not touched ground on that, it's just running some LPS, gonies and alvaporas. I believe you can keep them next to each other. They are kind of a different species, in the fact that they are slightly different. This is an alvi, this one here. They're kind of closed up, more of a kind of, I don't know what you would say, like buttercups kind of deal. These are long lash gonies. These ones are more short stemmed, but they will get longer. These are the golf ball kind of style. They don't really grow but they look amazing under light. We've got a few different variants here. We've got another one here. This one doesn't, again, it will spread. It's a goni, but they're short stemmed. Yeah, one of my favorite pieces is this red one, only because of the color. It's beautiful. I've had it for, I think, around 1.5 years. And some of these I've had for quite some time. This I've had for nearly 4 years. There's another piece here that stemmed off just at the back there. And elegance corals, yeah, very easy to keep. They like to be on the sand bed. I try to put them on rock and things like that and attach them. You know, the flesh, as they come out the shell, they will rub against the stone, could irritate them, fish swimming by it. They do really well on the sand bed. They do like to be fed. I do feed them once a week or every couple of weeks some brine shrimp directly using a pipette. Just be careful that make sure the pipette's got a rubberized bit at the bottom so it doesn't hurt the flesh of the elegance. Wait for them to close up and then just insert the food. Yeah, so these grabbers, yeah, I'm really happy I got these because my old ones, they just broke. The fish are a bit scared. They're thinking, what the hell is going on here? But we want to get this torch out. It's not going to recover. I've given it so much time that you can just see I've just pulled that off because it was only kind of glued on. And now we're going to take this out. It is perished. It's hanging on by a thread. These ones really are about to go as well. I could pull them out, but they are still alive. So I will leave them for a little bit longer. We're going to pull this one out. Just going to place it down on there. We're going to move a couple of pieces around as well. So we've got a branching kind of piece here. This coral, it's Cyastra. I can't remember what the name is actually. It's a pink one. I'm going to try and move this around a bit because it is a beautiful piece. And these Rasta zoas, I need to move them where we can see them a bit more and where they're getting more light. So I think I'm going to try and put them next to the rock here, just because they can grow onto this rock a bit more as well. Zoas are great and a lot of people do love them, me included, but I just don't want them to overtake my tank, so I keep them on like an island like this, just away from the main rock, so they can't interfere with the main structure. Couple of SPS up here. I think one's a taut, one's a simple staghorn. Pretty boring in colour, they're just kind of pinky purple. But this is my first dab in SPS mainly. I do have a purple trying to think what you would call it here. It'd be a purple plating coral. It's like a, yeah, it's one of the plates that grow out. But I've had that for quite some time, so I'm just going to try and leave that there to grow. It's doing okay. But yeah, guys, if you like the video today and you want to support it and just give me some tips and tricks, do you believe this to be a diatom issue? Or is it a nutrient like kind of problem based upon my numbers? Or am I just, is this just part of the normal issue that everyone has, obviously with some kind of brown algae? It's not green hair, it's not growing, you can see the rock, it's not overgrowing a lot of the corals, but it's affecting, something is affecting the torches here, and it is caked on the rock itself a little bit, kind of browning. So guys, if you like the video, you want to support, please like, subscribe, comment, you know, and all of that jazz, and I'll be glad to give you any insights, and I will reply to your messages. Thank you. Bye.